Guys, welcome back to part 2 of reading the Bug Snacks Field Guide. So, last time we got up to Grumpedia, which is where you meet the people of Snacktooth Island, or whatever it's called. I don't know if they're from there. Last time, if you've watched the video, it said it was like they went on an expedition, but apparently they came back, but normally people die there or something. Oh, and if this video comes out before part 1, make sure to go back and watch part 1 before you watch this. So let's get started. Look here. The Expedition of Grumpus Pals. That one looks like that wiggle person. They look the same. I don't know who that is, so I think we might find out soon. Interview and see what each fellow Grumpus likes along with their current troubles. Wow, there's lots of them. An expedition 13 strong. Elizabeth isn't the only desperate loser you're going to meet out there. Here's what I know about the members of her ragtag group. The citizens of Snacktooth Island each have their quirks and strengths, so get ready for a small village and drama. For small village drama. Okay, Grumpedia. So we've got a tiny cute picture there. So first, this guy's strong. So first off, we've got Chandlo Funkbun, a lifting enthusiast with a selfless streak. He spends his days working out, playing basketball, and volunteering to build homeless shelters. He's been caught up in Snorpy's orbit since childhood, and maybe the only thing keeping him at all grounded. Honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about this guy. Next up, we have Cromdo Face. Face. Tie with eyes on it. Wait, those real eyes? Don't think so. A sketchy salesman with an axe to grind. Cromdo lost what he had in a messy divorce. Cromdo lost what little he had in a messy divorce and took up the life of a traveling goop seller. He presents himself like a model citizen, but he's got a long record of fraud, forgery, petty theft, and even pettier vandalism. Honestly, he belongs on Lisbeth's crew. Next up, we have Eggabell Butternugget. There's a tiny picture there. Looks like she's a nurse or something. A timid doctor from the sticks. I'd say she lived in a pretty uneventful life until she started dating Elizabeth. She's gotten dragged along on Liz's adventures and takes care of her constant injuries. Eggabell shies away from the spotlight, but she's never that far from it. I can tell she's tougher than she looks. So next up we have Floofty Fizzlebean. There's one there. A real genius of biology with a flexible set of ethics and Snorpy's estranged sibling. They used to work for the government before their lax approach to lab safety caused one too many incidents. Can't argue with the results though, as they would insist on telling the press. Seems like they've taken a big interest in researching bug snacks. Grumble Giggle Funny, a sensitive little pet lover who really needs a hug. His parents disappeared when he was a kid, and he wound up raising himself. Grumble holds the world's largest grumpy baby doll collection. He recently got fired from a pet store after refusing to sell even one of them. I'm sure he'll have a real healthy relationship with Bugsnax. Next up we have Shelzy Wallbag. A crusty hippie type. She runs a small crystal shop and teaches yoga in the park. She's a devout follower of Mother Nature. Shouts all kinds of mythical nonsense to whoever's listening. Despite being nearly 70, her records only go back a few years. It's safe to say Shelda is an assumed name, but what she's hiding, I can only guess. Okay, we have the formal. Next, so Snorpy Fizzlebean. We said there's a relative of him. We've got all these. So, Snorpy Fizzlebean. A quirky inventor turned paranoid recluse. His conspirational tendencies got the better of him after his big radio project for the government got canned without warning. I don't know any of those words that I just, didn't know how to say. Now he's gone off the grid and dedicated his life to fighting some secret organisation. He's in love with his best friend, Chandlo, a secret he's so bad at keeping that even I know about it. Triffany Lottoblog. A passionate archaeologist with a doctorate from NGU. Her co-workers describe her as smooth, smotheringly cheerful. Her career's been a right ever since she settled down with Wambus. Her grandma Veronica was a well-known explorer, and it looks like Triffany is out to make her all her same mistakes. Rest in peace, Veronica. Okay, Wiggle Wigglebottom. A washed-up pop star who's desperate for this limelight. She hit it big with Do the Wiggle, but 3 albums later and she still hadn't had another success. She had to cancel her last tour because ticket sales were so low. If you ask me, her trip to Snacktooth is just a stunt to make her newsworthy again. Editor's note, Clumby Clumbernut. Oh wait, that's our editor. That's me, Editor-in-Chief of the Grumpus News Network, and your esteemed boss. Yeah, that's me. Well, this isn't me, but I'm somewhere. That's me, Editor-in-Chief of the Grumpus News and your esteemed boss. I used to be a reporter type and got promoted into a job I hate. Now I'm stuck cleaning up PR disasters caused by amateurs like you. Obviously, I'm not going to Snacktooth Island because I have common sense. So you look mean. I don't like my boss. Who are you? What's the mayor thing? Grumpuses transform. Whenever a grumpus eats a bug snack, a part of their body transforms into what they just ate. Why does this just happen? What becomes of their original limb? Don't worry about it. Even with weenie hand and ice cream feet, they can carry on with their day just fine. The mystery behind bug snacks. Bug snacks have been a part of Snacktooth Island since long before any Grumpus set foot there, and yet almost nothing is truly known about them. Where did they come from? What do they want? Why do they transform everybody who eats them? And most importantly, why are they so darn delicious? The pineapple, bee and a strawberry. Snack check. Across the many regions of Snacktooth Island, there are 100 types of bug snacks to collect. Use this guide to track what you've caught and watch out for the legendary snacks. Legendary. Nice. Day and night different. Some elusive bug snacks only come out at specific times of day. Keep your eyes on the clock and don't forget to sleep. Location legend. So SZS is Sizzling Sands. SG is Scorched Gorge. BB is Boiling Bay. SMS is Simmering Springs. SW is Sugar Pine Woods. GG is Garden Grove. FF is Flavor Falls. FP is Frosty Peak. So, looks like Baby Fishy's caught most of these snacks. Wow, that's a lot. But I'll go through them in a second. Wow. That's a lot of bug snacks. Wow. Legendary snacks. So there's Mama Melon, which I'm guessing is that watermelon. Wee Melon. FF, that's Flavor Falls. Mega Mackie, Mini Mackie. BB, Boiling Bay. At the Beach. Mozza Supreme and Bombino. SZS, that's the Sizzling Sun. And Daddy Cake Legs, Baby Cake Legs, FP, Frosty Peak or whatever it's called. So Bugapedia, alphabetical version. So to start off we have Egg Roll, Frosted Peak, Banopper, Frosted Peak, Banopper Red, Boiling Bay, Popsicle, Sugar Pine Woods, Big Popsicle, Sugar Pine Woods, Bunga, Garden Grove, Bunga Barbecue, Scorched Gorge, Buffaloocus, Sizzling Sands, Charmelo, Sugar Pine Woods, whatever it's called, Sugar Pine Woods, Chi Poof, Scorched Gorge, Chi Poof Flamin', Boiling Bay, Chi Poof White, Scorched Gorge, Cheery, Frosted Peak, Cheeser, Sizzling Sands, Chili Nilly, Frosted Peak, Chippy, Frosted Peak, Sinner Snail. Oh, those are what those snails are called. Sugar Pine Woods, Coal Popper, Garden Grove, Cocomite Greater, Boiling Bay, Cocomite Lesser, Boiling Bay, Crapple Green, Boiling Bay, Crapple, Simmering Springs, or that, I think, Simmering Springs, yeah, Simmering Springs, Dr. Sody, Garden Grove, Eggler, Sizzling Sands, Flapjack-a-Rack, Sizzling Sands, Flutter Jam, Frosted Peak, Frieda, Garden Grove, Frieda Sweet, Scorched Gorge, Grape Skeeto, Boiling Bay, Grape Skeeto Green, Simmering Springs, Honeybee, Sugar Pine Woods, Incherito, Sizzling Sands, Intrap, Sizzling Sands, Instabug, Boiling Bay, Queeble, Garden Grove, Queeble Golden, Simmering Springs, wait, way too cute, Quookie, Sizzling Sands, Las Zodiacs, Sugar Pine Woods, Lolive Black. Looks like Baby Fishy hasn't caught that one yet. That's on our to-do list. Scorched Gorge. We can try and do that in a video. Olive Green, Sizzling Sands, Mount Sodi, Frosted Peak, Noodler, Boiling Bay, Palatos, Boiling Bay, Palatos Grande, Boiling Bay, Peelbug Yellow, Sugar Pine Woods, Peelbug Green, Scorched Gorge, Peelbug Orange, Simmering Springs, Peelbug Ruby, FF, what's FF? Let's check what FF is. FF, Flavor Falls, Pinantula, Simmering Springs, I don't know if you can see that. And then there's a Pinkle of Flavor Falls, Poptic, Scorched Gorge, Pop-Tick Caramel, Flavorfuls, Praying Picantis, Sizzling Sands, Raspberry Black, Sizzling Sands, Raspberry Simmering Springs, Ribblepeed, Scorched Gorge, Rootle, Flavorfuls, Rootle White, Flavorfuls, Sanderpeed, Flavorfuls, Sanderpeed Sub, Flavorful, Scoopy, Frosted Peak, Scoopy Banoopy, Frosted Peak, Scorpeno, Scorched Gorge. That's the Scoopy Banoopy. It looks like this giant crabby thing. I don't know if you can see that, but so there's a skull pepper. It's Sizzling Sands, Sherby, Boiling Bay, Shish Kebab, Garden Grove, Snack Pod Crispy, Garden Grove, Snack Pod Fruity, Boiling Bay, Snack Pod Grumpy, Simmering Springs, Snack Pod Meaty, Sizzling Sands, Snack Pod Melty, Frosted Peak, Snack Pod Nutty, Boiling Bay. And there's two in. This must be in the woods. It's got woods. I think they put it wrong. So we've got Snack Pod Puffy, Scorched Gorge, Snack Pod Twisty, Flavorfuls, Snackery, Simmering Springs, Soddy, Sizzling Sands, Sprinkle Peach, Sugar Pine Woods, Spuddy, Scorched Gorge, Spuddy Loaded, Sizzling Sands, Strabby. Oh, that's what it's called, a Strabby. Strabby is Flavorful. Strabby White is Garden Grove. Stoodler, Frosted Peak. Sweetie Fly is Garden Grove. Sweetie Fly Crystal is Scorched Gorge. Sweetie Fly Lovely is Flavorfuls. Sweetie Fly Rainbow is Sugar Pine Woods. Tack Roach is Sizzling Sand. Tack Roach Badger. I don't know if it's Badger or Badger, I don't know. Simmering Springs. Tropica Bug, Simmering Springs. Wolf Stacker Rack, Simmering Springs. Oh, that's another one Babyfish he hasn't caught. I don't think he's caught that. He hasn't caught a Scoopy or a Skull Pepper, so you can try and beat him. I think he's got that one, but I think I've seen him get that. I've tried not to I've forgotten, which is good. I can only remember he caught that one. I don't think he's picked it. So there's a Weenie Worm, Garden Grove. Wait, that's at Simmering Springs, there's Wolf Stacker Rack. And there's a Weenie Worm Shy, Scorched Gorge. And then we come to the legendary we've gone through. And let's flip over. We've got the credits. I'll give you some time to look at these. Just to see if you know any or recognize any names. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Okay. So then we've got these cute drawings, like a bush with a Strabby, a Bunga, a Grape Skeeter and a Strabby. So guys, that is the end of reading the field guide. So guys, I'll see you next week when we do part 1 of Bugsnax. So, bye guys.